అప్పుడు మనకి సెకండ్ యూనిట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి కదా. లేదా నేను ఊరికే ఇప్పుడు సెకండ్ యూనిట్ స్టార్ట్ చేసి కూర్చుంటే మీకు అంతా కూడా ఇబ్బందిగా ఉంటుంది. సో నేనేమంటానంటే రేపు మార్నింగ్ కాదు, ఇవాళ ఈవినింగ్ కల్లా అందరూ కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. రఫ్ అండ్ రఫ్ రేపు మధ్యాహ్నం కల్లా అందరూ కూడా ఫస్ట్ యూనిట్ అంతా కూడా కంప్లీట్ చేయండి. ఓకేనా? ఓకే, ఐఎమ్ గోయింగ్ టు జస్ట్ రివ్యూ. Are you able to see our presentation PDF?
Yes, sir.
Okay. In our analog communication subject, this is the first unit. What is analog communication? The analog communication means there are different types of signals. We are already discussed in previous classes, like means uploaded videos. So analog signals and digital signals. In this time we discussed about the analog signals only. It means the continuous waves. Analog signal means continuous wave signal. So we discussed about the analog signals only. That's why the subject called it as analog communications. In later semester means next semester we discussed about the digital communications. Okay, in the first unit there are different for the effective communication system. For the effective communication system, there must be a energize. There is a need to energize our actual information signal. So that's why we want to energize that signal. It means I already told example in our videos. You just for a while we wrote a letter for your girlfriend or for your friend, beloved one. You just write a letter and then thrown into the air. It may escape, not success. It is not guaranteed to successfully reach your friend hand. Then in olden days, not here nowadays, there are technology is so much developed. That's why we are using WhatsApp and so on like this. But in previous days, these letters are transmitted. That's why I take always that example for simple understanding. When we take up a store, it is a weight. It is a weight. So in that put and squeeze that letter means రాయి తీసుకున్న పేపర్లో పెట్టి చుట్టావని, అది నేను చెప్పేది. సో యూ జస్ట్ థ్రోన్ దిస్ పేపర్, ఇట్ మీన్స్ which concerns the stone. రాయితో గట్టిగా చుట్టిన విసిరినప్పుడు ఏమవుతుంది, సక్సెస్ఫుల్ గా అవతల వాడికి రీచ్ అయ్యింది కదా. ఆ సినారియో, దట్ సినారియో యూ జస్ట్ రిమెంబర్ దట్. Okay, so after reaches that letter to your friend or your beloved one, then he simply removes that stone. He read what your information right on that paper. Okay, so similar that manner here our information is very light, very low signal. So we add some energy signal. You just compare with that example. We daily life example. Okay, so then we need to the modulation. What is the basic modulation? This is the elements of basic block diagram are elements of the communication system. Source is the actually information source. Transmitter, in the transmitter section we energize the signal. That energizing process is called modulation. That modulation done at the modulator. That modulator signal sends to the receiver side through a space. It's through a channel. Channel may be a wired or wireless. So generally in analog communications we use free space as a channel. It may be a chance to occurrence of unwanted signal mingle with our actual information signal or modulated signal. That is, we consider it as a noise. That modulated signal successfully received by the receiver. At that place we simply remove the carrier which is earlier added into the our message signal. So here we just remove the message signal, the carrier signal from the message signal. Finally we collects the final information. Okay. So why the modulation needed? Why the modulation needed? That's the second concept of in our unit, need of modulation. So modulation process is the changing. Here the signals that occupies the same range of frequencies can be separated. Here the different frequency ranges are maintained by the different modulators. For the parallel transmission of different information signals in a same time. That's why this modulation, in modulation process, the different signals, the different frequency ranges are used. The modulation helps also occurrence of the noise. It means the noise immunity increases and attenuation also decreases using this modulation. For this modulation, the antenna height also we control using this modulation. I just review the entire first unit for your better understanding. So that's why I reviewing this unit very fastly. You just follow. For any doubts, you go through that particular video. Already we are uploaded in our analog communication playlist. Okay, still you have doubt, you just ask me through a phone or any interaction class, no problem. Okay, so this is the need for modulation. For using using this modulation, the frequency multiplexing is possible, and antenna height is under control, and mixing of signal means occurrence of the unwanted signals. It means we consider it as noise. Those are noise immunity is increasing. So narrow banding, it means the lower. It means the bandwidth. Narrow banding means different channels. Means we send the low frequency signals, that way we require the low frequency bands. That is possible here. So efficient transmission and interferences between the different signals are avoided in modulation by using the modulation technique, because there is a guard band between the different channels in the particular bandwidth. Okay, so types of the modulation means there are different types of modulation. We have a chart already discussed in our videos. In that chart, we clearly said that what is the types of modulation. There are continuous wave modulation and pulse wave modulation. In that pulse wave modulation category, in that continuous wave modulation category, there are three parameters for the wave. What are the parameters? One is amplitude, another one is frequency, and third one is angle, means phase. So here under the continuous modulation, we discussed about the amplitude modulation, frequency modulation, and phase modulation. Under the category of the pulse modulation, there is a pulse analog modulation and pulse digital modulation are there. In analog modulation, pulse analog modulation, the pulse consists of amplitude and time width. Okay, that's why pulse amplitude modulation, pulse width modulation, and pulse position modulation we discussed among three under the pulse modulation, three under the continuous wave modulation. Total 6 modulation techniques are discussed in this subject for this semester. Okay, in pulse modulation, in pulse modulation category, the pulse digital modulation, there is a pulse code modulation, delta mod. These techniques are we discuss in the next semester under the digital modulation, digital communication subject. Okay. Now the next, frequency division multiplexing. I already told at a time we want to at a time transmit the different signals. I mean different messages. So these are the different inputs, n number of inputs are there. These message signals are passes through the low pass filter because we know our message signal is a low frequency signal. So after that, a low pass filter output is fed to the modulator. The common carrier supply is fed to the each and every modulator. The modulated output is sent to the band pass filter. I already told low pass filter, high pass filter, and band pass filter. You just remember that low pass filter allows or passes through that only low frequency components, low frequency signal only. A high pass filter, it allows only high frequencies only. But in case of band pass filter, it allows only particular band of frequencies only. It means we tune that band. Okay, for example, you just adjust the 20 hertz to 25 hertz. That filter allows only that particular band. That's why it is called band pass filter. Here, these different frequencies are occurred. So, using this band pass filter, these all messages, modulated signals are sent through a common channel. This is the frequency division multiplexing. Different messages are passed through a single line with adjacent bandwidths, adjacent division in a whole bandwidth. In between these two channels, these two channels, there is another small band of gap is there, that is guard band. Okay. Why guard band accommodated? Because in order to avoid the interference of the channels, the guard band accommodated. This one is the frequency division, demultiplexing is occurred here at the receiver side. So the receiver side, different band pass filters are accommodated for the different frequency division signals are passed through here in demultiplexer. Demodulator happens just removing the carrier from the message signal. The output of the demodulator just fed to the low pass filter. Means if any high frequency components occurred at the output of the demodulator, just eliminates and simply passes the low frequency signal, that is our desirable message signal. This is about the frequency division multiplexing. Okay, next amplitude modulation. The amplitude of the carrier varies with respect to the instantaneous values of the message signal. You will observe the carrier is a common, a fixed amplitude signal. That carrier amplitude varies with respect to this message signal. The output modulated wave like this. The bandwidth of the amplitude modulation technique is 2 FM. In the output, this is the standard equation of the. This is the standard equation of the amplitude modulation technique. In that modulation technique, this is the standard equation. You just remember that the amplitude modulation standard equation consists two terms. One term is purely carrier, and another term is with the combination of message signal and carrier signal with modulation index. Okay, that step-by-step derivation and etc. all are we discussed in the video. You just go through in that video. This is the time domain representation of the AM wave. This is the frequency domain representation of the AM wave. The frequency domain representation of the AM wave it gives the clear idea to us what the AM wave consists itself. The AM wave consists the carrier component plus LSB plus USB. You just remember what is LSB, lower side band, what is USB, upper side band. So side bands plus carrier. This is the carrier AC cos omega CT is the carrier, plus you just multiply this one. Next we got the Ka m of t into cos omega CT into AC. This is the combination of carrier and message signal. For elaborate this step by step, then we got the two side bands, that is LSB and USB. Okay. The single tone modulation is also a similar with our amplitude modulation, because in this case we consider only a single message signal. We consider only single message. Why this is separately here in this frequency division multiplexing, we are accommodate different message signals here. So that's why this is the multi-tone modulation, multi-tone amplitude modulation. Here we consider only a single message. That's why this is single tone modulation. You don't confuse. There is no difference between these two. For better understanding, we always discussed about the amplitude modulation like this. Okay. Next, the power relations. The power relations in amplitude modulation. We already said that the AM wave, the standard AM wave, it consists carrier and two side bands. So that's why total power transmitted power here we need to calculate the total transmitted power. Here PT is the total power for the AM wave. So how to calculate the total power? The standard equation consists AC cos 2 pi fct. It means the carrier. These two are the LSB and USB and LSB. So there are three components. It means the three different terms. So using this term, this is the carrier power, carrier power alone. This is the lower sideband power, and this is the upper side. This is the upper sideband power, and this is the lower sideband power. So this, so combine PT equal to PC plus PLSB plus PUSB. P means power of carrier, power of LSB, and power of USB. Okay. Why some people are lefting the class? At the start of the start, there are approximately 49 students are there. Now 43 students are there. Okay, you just told your friends, don't leave the classes unnecessarily. Okay, here power relations in AM. So total power of the AM equal to carrier power plus lower sideband power plus and USB upper sideband power. So we have a relation, basic relations are there. P equal to V square by R. Okay. That's the simple equations we know very well. So we take the RMS values. Okay, root mean square values for each. So PC equal to, here we calculated PC means carrier power V square by R. Take the RMS value for the voltage. So then it is AC square by 2R. Similarly, for lower sideband, lower sideband, the amplitude is, you just observe, mu AC, M or mu. There is no confuse. Mu means modulation index. M, some textbooks or some times we denoted modulation index with M and mu. So no confuse. So here the amplitude is AC. That's why AC by root 2 whole square. This is the RMS value of AC. This is here the amplitude is MAC by 2, mu into AC by 2. That's why here the RMS value like this. So lower sideband, it means the sideband, single sideband power is M square by 4 into PC. Okay, similarly upper sideband also M square by 4 into PC. So now the calculate the total power PT equal to PC plus PL and two sidebands. Now the equation is like this: PT equal to PC into 1 plus M square by 2. This is the important formula you always remember for the solving the problems. Using this relations, the problems are maybe chanced to asking in examinations. There is no guarantee for asking these types of problem, but this is very important in gate examinations. That's why you just remember always the power relations of AM. So and this is the this is the ratios. It means the total power what the sideband is required in the total sideband. This is the ratio. Okay, the next, the generation of AM waves, square law. There are two techniques for the generation of AM wave. One is square law and second one is switching modulator. This is the most popular modulation techniques or generation techniques of AM wave. First of all, we discussed about the square law modulator. In square law modulator, why it is called as square law modulator? Here in this we used the nonlinear device for the generation of the AM wave. The nonlinear device, the input-output relation of the nonlinear device is as like this: V naught equal to some constant plus V in V square, V cube, V power 4, and so on. And in this way, it generates the input-output relation. These type of relations are we discussed in previous semester subjects, signals and systems like that. So you just go through that subject and you collect that matter. What is the input-output relation of the nonlinear device? The input-output relation of the nonlinear device is V naught equal to A naught plus A1 V1 plus A2 into V in square, and A3 is the V in cube, and so on. There is no bother about the notations. In some textbooks, in some textbooks, A0, A1, A2, A3 are the constants. In some textbooks, in place there is another notations are there. So here we observe only that relation, that formula is same or not. Okay, so where here we consider, because of our message signal is very low frequency signal, that's why we neglected the higher order terms. That's we consider only up to square term. That's why we call it as square law. Up to we consider the output in the output relation, we consider up to square. That's why square law modulator. Okay, here the block diagram of the square law modulator. This is the input of the nonlinear device is a combination of message signal and carrier signal. So V1 of T is the input voltage and V2 of the output voltage of the nonlinear device. Then it has to the filters. Filters, tune circuits that are those filter sections are the eliminated the unwanted signals. Okay, you just go through these equations. We already deeply discussed in our videos, uploaded videos. So you just substitute in the input output relation of the nonlinear device here. V naught equal to A naught plus V in means A cos 2 pi FCT plus M of T. It means the carrier plus message signal. You just substitute step by step, then only we get the different terms. In above terms, the unnecessary terms means those terms are eliminated by the filter sections. Our required terms are with constant. Our required terms with constants are we use it to transmit. Okay, then so above all these terms we consider only these terms: A1 A naught cos 2 pi FCT. It is the similar to the standard equation A naught cos 2 pi FCT plus 2A2 A naught M of T cos 2 pi F naught T. This is the most similar to our standard equation. That's why it is considered. We consider it as the square law modulator output is similar to AM wave. That's hence we declare the AM generation is occurred here. Okay. So this condition in this case for the square law modulator, generally our mu equal to AM by AC. In this case, our M equal to 2A2 by A1 AM. Okay, the modulation index is like this. Next, switching modulator. In the switching modulator, the diode always on and off. It means that acted as an ideal switch. So it on when the positive going cycle is present, it's off when the negative going cycle is off. So here there are two signals are there. One is M of T, means message signal, and another one is carrier signal. But which signal controls the actual operation of the diode, means the carrier controls the operation of the diode, because the carrier signal is the greater than the message signal. Because message signal is the low frequency signal, carrier signal is the high frequency signal. That's why carrier signal controls the operation, controls the diode. When the carrier when carrier positive going cycle is present in the anode side of the diode, then it's on. When carrier negative going cycle is present at the anode, it will be off. So in this way, this acts as a switch. So the pulses are present here, means some duration of time the cycle present, some duration of time the cycle absent. It is similar to the pulses. It means pulse train. So in the output indirectly there is a chance to the generation of pulse train. What is the pulse train equation? This is the pulse train equation. Okay, so output of the diode, it means V2 of T equal to pulse train into our input. What is the input? Means V1 is the M of T plus C of T, means carrier plus message signal. So output is the output V2 equal to P2 into V1. Okay, P2 into V1. That scenario is appeared here. By the step-by-step procedure, we got our terms. What terms we need? One term, carrier term, another term, carrier with message signal. The terms are appeared here. We just take the terms. Remaining terms are other terms are all removed by this tuned circuit. It means filter circuit. Okay, this is about the switching modulator. Now coming to the detection of the AM waves. There is also two techniques, popular techniques. One is square law detector and envelope detector. Envelope detector is nothing but a switching detector. But here, in this case, we collect the only peak amplitude of the input signal, that is the envelope. What is the envelope means? The imaginary line, just write in the waveform of the AM modulated wave. This line is imaginary line. Are you able to see our cursor?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this modulated wave, actually these are the actual generated wave. We just draw a line, imaginary line, to connect all the peaks of the amplitude. That is the envelope. We called it as the envelope. So in that detection case, we collect only. We concentrate on these peaks, peaks, amplitudes of the modulated signal. The output of the that particular device also just similar to the our envelope. That's why popularly known that technique is envelope detector. Okay. So square law detector here, just again employed, we employed nonlinear device. At the input side, in the modulation, at the time of modulation, the input is message and carrier. Here, the modulated wave is present at input side to the nonlinear device. The same relation we applied again. Then we collect our actual message signal here. Means same input output relation is there. So you just substitute our equation. Means Vin means here Vin is the S of t. The S of t means our standard equation of the AM wave. You just substitute in that, then simplify that step by step procedure. Finally we got the this type of equation. We want only our actual message. That's why remaining all terms are eliminated by the this low pass filter, because all higher order frequency terms are simply eliminated by this filter. Our only message signal means it is low frequency signal already we know. That signal passes through the low pass filter at the output side. Our actual desirable signal is present at the final output of the Spherla modulator. This step-by-step procedure I already explained in the video. You just go through that video. The final three terms are these are the final three terms: DC component and message signal and second harmonic. These two, DC component and second harmonic, are eliminated by our message signal. The final M of t signal is present. These constants and some unwanted amplitudes are present. Finally, we already know, I already told to so many times in the videos, there is no ideal condition. There is a difference. There is a difference between ideal condition and practical condition. So for the practical condition, the pure M of t is not possible. Here some constants are present. Those are removed by the later stages smoothing circuits. So using the Spherla detector, we obtain our actual message signal. Similar way, envelope detector also worked as like that. In envelope detector, we employed a diode for the ideal switch. There is no derivation in here. Our actual signal, it means AM wave. This AM wave passes at the input side of the diode when it's on sometime and off sometime. Because when forward bias diode conducts and reverse bias diode get into the off stage. So here our message signal not a message signal, our amplitude modulated signal presents at the input side. When the positive going cycle present, that is on, that in that signal, the peak amplitude of the carrier signal, that signal gets charged here through this capacitor. This is the loop, charging loop. This is the loop, discharging loop. Because when the diode on, the signal present here, the capacitor charges when this is off. Again, when this on, this capacitor gets discharges. So using this time constant, the only one condition. This is the condition for effective retrieving our message signal actually. Okay, these time constants are plays vital role. These time constant must greater this time constant. That is means wait. Yeah, here this peak arrived. This time it charges. Then after some time it discharges here. Again charge and discharge. Again charge and discharge. Again charge and discharge. this charge and discharge, charge and discharge, charge and discharge, charge and discharge are present at the output side of the our envelope detector. That is most similar to our envelope. That's what it is called an envelope detector. Only at the peaks, voltages are charging and discharging through the capacitor. So charge and discharge, charge and discharge, charge and discharges are collected by the output side of the our envelope detector. Here, here the output in that way it collects. That is the most similar to the our actual message signal. The pulsating signal may smoothing by the lateral sections. This is about the our first unit. This is about our first unit. Coming to the advantages and disadvantages, the generation of demodulation is very easy in case of amplitude modulation, and it is very economical and easy to construct. There is no much complexity in the circuitry. Coming to the disadvantages, here along with the transmission, it means that we observe the standard AM wave. There is two terms. One is carrier term and another one is message along with carrier term. Here the unwanted carrier is sent along with our AM wave. That carrier power is more required. That's why this is the disadvantage in AM. In order to eliminate the disadvantage, we employ a new techniques. It is also AM, but we just change our technique a little bit, then it is possible to low power requirement. So in this case, in this amplitude modulation, disadvantage is more power required because of carrier term is separately sent. It requires more power. Next, the transmission bandwidth is equal to twice the message bandwidth. So bandwidth is always double the. I already told bandwidth equal to 2 FM. It means double the bandwidth. So in order to reduce that bandwidth and power requirements, we use different techniques. Those techniques are discussed in the later classes. It means unit 2. So you are all aware about this first unit amplitude modulation techniques and different generation detection techniques, and prepare and try to prepare notes and try to solve the simple problems for the gate purpose.